Hey folks, and welcome back to Path of Exile. Just adjust this audio bounce slightly. There we go. So, Path of Exile Heist has come out. It'll be long since gone by the time this is released, but I figured I'll do a few videos on it. I doubt I'll have enough interest to play the late game, but I can at least show you an early vault or two, depending on how this works out. In Path of Exile Heist, you will hire skilled thieves to help you pull off risky heists. Shocking. Steal valuable artifacts to fund and train your crew as you plan towards the execution of a grand heist. The September expansion contains the Heist Challenge League 9 new skills and support gems, revamps of curses, steal skills and some spells. Grand heists offer exclusive new rewards such as weapon and body armor enhancements, heist trinkets, alternate quality gems, and replica unique items. Uncover the Rogue Harbour. While your passage to Rogue Harbour, where you'll consort with a crew of thieves who offer nefarious services. 13 rogues can be contracted to assist you with setting up or executing a heist by fulfilling roles such as transportation, lockpicking, or demolition. In order to execute a heist, you need to know the location of a valuable artifact and what defenses safeguard it. Contracts containing these clues can be found throughout Raycast, alongside coins with the mysterious emblem of the Rogue Harbour. Travel there and turn in these objects to hire the expertise you need for your heist. Allegedly turns water to light. That makes it my competition. I don't like competition. Fabulous Aramor was a little-known preacher during the days of Emperor Chittus, who believed eternal life could be achieved through ritual sacrifice. Thus, his teachings earned a disturbing following in the wake of the cataclysm. The Faradun cannot earn burial in the sky. They have other ways of keeping the dead. Sap of the Aturi tree, known only to grow at the meeting point of the Seven Waters. Nothing since disappearance has smelled as wondrous. If you can't escape the heist, you'll lose everything you stole while infiltrating the facility. You need to support your rogue while they bypass security in order to reach the vault. Careful with how much commotion it causes, or you may trigger an alarm, causing the facility to be locked down. When this happens, it's time to run. Specialized items can be equipped to rogues, make them stealthier, deadlier, and more adept at their roles. Like any other Path of Exile items, rogue equipment can be crafted with currency items. Well-equipped crew is a great asset when undertaking the most difficult heists. Plan a grand heist. The ultimate goal of a thief is to pull off a grand heist. This requires access to blueprints that show the vaults, where the vaults are located inside the facilities. These elaborate jobs require masterful planning, pursuing a distant intel about the facility, and hiring multiple rogues to assist with their manly obstacles. This planning can result in a huge payoff, as each vault has its own exclusive rewards. One of the exclusive rewards you'll be able to steal from the Grand Heist are trinkets, which will go in your own new equipment slot. These magical items influence what rewards you'll find from future heists you run. Some of their modifiers affect the items dropped by enemies' chests, while others modify the rewards you could obtain from a heist special chest rewards. 30% chance for double divination cards. Double scarabs. Nice. That's nice. Scarabs are good. Alternative quality gems come from Grand Heist reward rooms, and provide even more depth for existing skill and support gems. Each existing Path of Exile gem has up to 3 alternative quality versions, which grant different quality bonuses than the original gems. Some simply increase the power of the gem, while others entirely change which builds most benefited from the gem. Archmage support. Support spell skills that deal damage with hits and mana costs. Cannot support triggered skills or skills used by total traps or mines. Cannot modify its skills on minions. Support skills have 7 to 134 added lightning damage. Support skills have base mana cost equal to 6% of on reserve maximum mana if that value is higher. Supported skills can gain added lightning damage equal to 69% of mana cost. Mana cost is not higher than the maximum you can spend. Supported skills gain added cold damage equal to 39% of mana cost. I believe. Just radius. I was bagging. I kind of need to think side by side to actually acknowledge the difference. Other rewards you can claim from Grand Heist: replica unique items and experimental base types. Replica unique items result from attempts to recreate unique items of legend. When the end result has a few crucial differences, they're often appropriate for entirely different character builds than the original item. Experimental base types are a variety of new item base types that have exotic properties that differ from their core game counterparts. That's some great fire damage. Well, Prototype tree does imbue its wearer with strength to match the original. The first researcher to don it burst into flames when he walked into sunlight. Plus 22 to all attributes, added 40 to 75 fire damage, 30 to 65 cold damage, 10 to 130 lightning, 110% melee critical strength multiplier, 116% increased armor, 50% increased elemental damage taken. That's rough. 12 dead, and 7th lab cannot be entered for several years. Prototype 12 is a success if you can ever reach it. Trigger level 5 Toxic Rain when you attack with a bow. 57 strength, 56 dexterity, 12 to 24 chaos damage to attacks, 1% increased move speed, 4% reduced move speed when on low life. Success! Prototype 54 has tapped into that sliver of divinity that exists within. Fate fuels the flesh, and flesh fuels the fire. Consecrate ground on use. 46% increased duration. Actually, I had the original of this. Electric battery during flask effect. Life recovered from flasks also applies to energy shield during flask effect. Weapon and body armor enhancements. The final type of new reward available from Grand Heist is a selection of weapon and body armor enhancements. These enhancements come on unnaturally powerful rare items and affect the magnitude of modifiers on those items. Some of these enhancements are so powerful that they involve substantial drawbacks. All sockets linked. Life modifiers have 6% increased effect. That doesn't seem too punishing. 200% increased attribute requirements. Physical modifiers have 15% increased effect. Alright. We've added a new curse-related skill and new curse support gem. The new Doom mechanic causes self-cast curse to increase in intensity over time until it expires. This works well in conjunction with the impending Doom support, which causes an explosion of chaos damage when a linked curse ends. Curses have received a new look. Shield skills, seal skills by introducing shards. Deadly blades, fragments hovering your character. The Call of Steel skill is available whenever you have a steel skill equipped. It bursts shards from the ground, providing more ammunition for ammunition for shield projectiles, and causes existing shards to explode out of impaled enemies. We've also added one new steel skill and reworked shattering and enhancing steel. Consumes steel shards to fire a single impaling projectile that splits on impact, creates explosion damage. Call of Steel. To release respect 1 stealing area damage. Purpose skills. Rework Discharge and goes to Cascade. Much more. Oh, they've released Path of Exile on Mac OS. That's nice. I remember back in the day when TB was promoted this, I wanted to play it, but it wasn't available on Mac, which is all I had at the time.
Why do the keen of mind seek to satiate their curiosity in darkness and depravity? Innocence is our father. Ariath is our mother. When a daughter strays from the light, she makes herself an orphan. Learn well the lessons that Ray class will teach you, witch. It is your only hope of finding your way home.
Showry.
The very sand shivers with malice. There's a power here that welcomes me. The dead will soon rise for me, not against me.
This is her voice? I swore it was different. The audio level seems fine. A little dodgy. What was it? Oh yes, I want the subtitles. Should be subtitles. Not sure what that entirely means. Still kind of burnt out after all my previous attempts, so I'm not quite in the mood for this. So I'm just going to be a little, I'm going to abbreviate this a bit to see if I can't get into the thing quickly. The options here have been adjusted. UI. map. Always highlight, always show sockets. Show these. Clock. There we go. For some reason the options here have been fucked.
I need more mana.
Oh, I'm having difficulty picking this up now.
And I thought I'd be a dead woman by now.
Don't know why. I thought we got subtitles for that. There we go. Honestly, that art looks different.
I saw. Goodbye.
Oh, there's an island. A hop skill. How you going? Poor Nessa. Arrow, the Marigold's.
Fine work with Hillock.
Oh yeah, I will definitely be sure to. Sorry, I will definitely be come back to this game for Path of Exile 2, but don't expect me to do any other full playthroughs of this anytime soon. I'm nowhere in the mood.
Founded by Must. The Eternal that had Bestel wares? I've seen many.
I'm a little nostalgic for this game now. Been so long. It had been so long since I've touched it, you know. Yep. Just get rid of him.
Welcome. Farewell.
Yes? While we live, we are blessed.
I know that stench. Just like my sisters. Upon the pyre.
I don't know why all these options have been fucked with. No, I installed this, right? Maybe it's because it's a new computer. That's fine. I haven't actually apparently touched this game in a year. Or what? I'm just shy now, actually. Really.
Khan's canoe struck this sand with the force of destiny. At his back, the greatest war host in Karui history tamed the wild sea, their canoes coupling with the land one by one.
I need more mana.
Palanai's gemlings met us with shining metal and bold words. Hyri's arrows withered their pride. Khan's axes silenced their
To
despair.
learn is to live.
Arceus Lionai fought bravely to the last. Khan honored him with a place on his belt. Khan has shown Rayclast our Karui strength. Khan will teach Rayclast the Karui way.
That's dramatic. Likewise.
Too much clutter. Too much clutter.
Okay, is there no... Does any... Like, I'm just sort of thinking of back to the trail and like all the other weeks have done. They introduce you to it early. There we go. Rates imported in Rogue Harbor from a town or hideout, uses currency. Symbol of my birthright and claim to my fiefdom. I must have it if I am to return my family to its rightful place. Client, Count Geonor. Highest target, Crest of Ezumir. Moderate value. Where's Brute Force Tier 1? Oh, here she is. Kure, the administrator.
Do I hear the clink of markers in your pocket?
Oh, this is new.
Claimed from one of your victims. Or perhaps the victim of one of your victims. It is impossible to know how far back that chain could unwind, but now they belong to you. And you seem to be in good health. To the victor, etc. It seems you are the one I have patiently waited for. Yes, you will do just fine. Take a marker in your hand, speak these words into your mind. The ring binds us all, and to all within I shall do no harm. I will see you soon. Do I hear the clink of markers in your pocket? Welcome, Exile, to the ring. I am Kurai. While you are here, you will do no harm to any of its members. You are a guest of the ring, and the boss has no tolerance for guests who do not obey his rules. What goes around comes around, if you will excuse the aphorism. Take your time and look around. Introduce yourself to the others here. When you are ready, find me. The ring has a job for you, if you are willing. The ring operates outside whatever semblance of the law remains out here. But lawlessness does not exclude civility, and does not need to create chaos. If someone is intent on taking what is not theirs, better to have a professional handle it, and avoid unnecessary violence and confusion. The ring is contracted by those who seek a solution to the misallocation of resources. We assign members based on the needs of the job, and we take a small cut. Everyone wins, other than the target of our work. The ring operates based on favors. Markers allow us to track those favors, and to ensure no one is taking advantage of, or being taken advantage of, by any other ring member. They are also how you got here. You'll excuse me if that seemed obvious. At times I must deal with people whose talents are not intellectual in nature. What is valuable to you or I may not be valuable to the boss or Faustus. Where you see a worthless trinket, another may see a precious heirloom, or the final piece in a lifelong collection. Contracts allow our clients to hire the ring to pursue goods that hold no objective value on the client's behalf. Sometimes that value comes from knowing the original owner no longer has it. The ring makes few moral judgments on what it is hired to obtain. So long as it is not breathing and it is not liable to put the entire ring at risk, we will not turn a contract down, and neither should you. I do not like to talk about my younger days, except to say that I did what I had to in order to survive, and I am glad that time is behind me. The boss is an extraordinarily busy man, so I enact his orders and allocate tasks to members as needed on his behalf. I am, for all intents and purposes, his administrator. If you have any issues, please take them to me, and I can raise it with the boss when he is available. Stay safe.
Heist ledger. Stash. Talk to you.
I am Adia. You may rely on me for travel to and from locations of interest. I once served a worthy Septima. The boss is no Septima. He rules through deception, obfuscation, and manipulation.
He's also
However,
a he.
if he agrees to do something, he will do it. That in itself is a form of honor, which I can respect. He expects the same of us. In exchange for a place here, I have agreed to use my skills to enable the travels of this wretched heap of raw dung. And that is what I will do. My word is my bond. Watch your back.
Oh, another green footpad. The turnover here. Listen carefully, for I do not like to repeat myself. My name is Faustus. I am your fence. If you have something of value, you come to me. Understood? Every other day, we have some brain-dead upstart who thinks they could circumvent the system. Oh, they go gallivanting around proclaiming the founder, gilded wonder, or some such. Either the Templar or another less charitable organization gets wind of it, and we never see them again. Well, sometimes we see parts of them, usually on a pike or smeared across the ground at the base of the towers. I am here for a reason. I am your protector. I am what stands between you and a very short life as a fugitive. I am your plausible deniability. Follow the rules, and you will grow wealthy and stay healthy.
Fair enough. That's a new sound.
Ah, the boss. The big man. The man of 1,000 faces. Or no face, depending on who you ask. He's cultivated quite the reputation. I fancy myself a connoisseur of the truth, and I have yet to hear a story about the boss that has the wondrous ring to it that only true stories have. But, well, I have certain connections, and those connections have certain connections who have turned up some very striking truths about this mysterious figure. I'm not about to run my mouth to a thief, but let me tell you, those definitely not true stories you keep hearing, the truth is even stranger. A fence like myself provides a thief like yourself the means to offload ill-gotten goods for something you'll find more useful. In this case, markers. I take those goods and sell them to the nobility for something I find more useful. Coin and prestige. As a captain in the Navy, it's not entirely unusual to confiscate illicit goods from pirates and smugglers, and the nobility happily reward me for retrieving their valuables from the hands of evil. Oh, sometimes I'll even return it pro bono if the owner's station may afford me certain privileges down the road. The job carries with it certain risks, but were a thief such as yourself to try to speak out against me, well, you'd only be incriminating yourself in the process. It'll be your word against mine. And who is a judge more likely to believe?
True. He's got his things covered.
Talamoana and good tidings. I'm Fakano, though most people know me as the barber. If you need a trim and tidy, then take a seat. But a little fishy told me you may be more interested in a conversation than a cut. A man like myself traveling around as much as I do hears a lot of things. Everyone needs their haircut once in a while, and I am a very attentive listener. Some of the things I hear could be very lucrative to people with certain, shall we say, unscrupulous ambitions. Drop a few markers in the tip jar, and I may accidentally drop some of my meticulously well-kept notes. Interesting man. Very interesting indeed. Careless as the day he came into this world. No need for a man of my trade, you see. Yet bald as he may be, he knows the value of a good barber. No one here knows much about the boss's past, except maybe Kurai. And she won't tell you much, not even for a mountain of markers. Loyalty is the most valuable currency. And she and the boss have a lifetime supply. I tried to find out what I could. Conflicting tales of a smuggler kingpin, a Theopolan aristocrat, and strange enough, a retired arena champion. Then Kurai told me to stop sniffing around, else I end up like the last barber. Or maybe she said I'd end up the last barber. Either way, I value my life and my work more than I value gossiping about an old, bald gladiatorial smuggler. Little chat, eh? Need to keep busy. See you.
Got something needs made or unmade? I can take them apart as fast as I put them together, sometimes faster. Or is it the other way around? I've had an idea just now for a spinning device that... Oh yes, my name is Isla. I'm an engineer. Welcome.
Hey folks, sorry. You know, I was itching, so I gave it a little clean with the... after muting myself. Hopefully that worked. Yeah, it's acknowledging it. Screenshot saved is my mute key, same as their screenshot key. Ignore it. My head just feels blocked right now. It's very irritating.
The boss? Oof, it's inefficient to ask about the boss. Believe me, you'll go round and round a spinning gear a machine made of secret parts. The one thing you should never rely on is a mechanism you don't understand. It's liable to implode or explode. Neither is pretty when your arse is sitting up on it hoping to fly somewhere. The boss put in an order for an air sail once for a job. Impossible, I told Kurai. Turned out it worked. It just didn't go with the poor sod we hired. It stayed with us in flames while he took to the skies. He achieved a perfect parabolic arc right onto the tower we were aiming for. Survived the trip too, judging by the screaming. But getting back down, oh, the boss never ordered a falling machine. That's on him. Gotta think things through, mind you.
Uh-huh. I can unlock one mechanical chest after lockdown per wing. 10% increased time before lockdown.
I'm cast. Rather than waste my youth reading, I put that time to better use. Now I can pick just about any lock you're likely to come across. A man of style, the boss. A thief, of course, wants to be rich and live a life of luxury. But once you hit a certain point of wealth, I imagine you might be motivated by other things. Apparently, the boss was living very comfortably indeed, but felt the need to challenge himself. He entered the first bank of Theopolis in the middle of the day, entered the vault, and just started moving stuff around. Octavius' family fortunes into the Maxia's deposit box. Avarius riches split across every small safe, each of which he popped open as if there weren't even a lock on him. Mixing all the money up like it were caught in the tides. Then he goes and finds the records of deposits and withdrawals and sets them on fire. Walks out like nothing happened. Well, of course the bank puts the fire out, but the records are gone. So they notify all the big customers, telling them to come in with their copy of the deposit slips. And wouldn't you know it, they're gone too. No bloody idea how he pulled it off. Of course, the bank and all the clients will deny it ever happened. It's foolish not to.
Don't send less raising of alarm weapon from war chests. Brute force demolition, engineering, trap disarmament. Go with Tibbs, who's the last guy to talk to, for this one. Ooh.
Round here, people call me Tibbs. Not the quietest little sneak, and I'm not exactly nimble with these big sausage fingers. But if you find yourself on the wrong side of something heavy, you wish you thought to hire me. Heard the boss got his start as a stable boy in the Grand Arena. Used to feed and care for the chariot horses. That was his first job, and it led to his first, job. Apparently, someone asked him to slip something into the feed of the Octavius family's finest stallion, greatly favoured to win the race. Paid him a week's worth of his normal wages. Boss figured it was some sort of poison, so he watched the man place a bet and poisoned that horse as well. Neither died, but neither won. And the boss, betting his wages on a horse he knew to be fit as a gladiator, took home a killing. Of course, that was also his last day of gainful employment at the arena. The man stalked those stables for months trying to find him.
Sorry?
Always nice seeing you.
Some of the Karen Golem that grants added physical damage for your non-golem minions. The Karen Golem attacks with series of slashes that increase speed and damage as well as cascaded bone spikes. There's more damage for each of your non-golem minions near it. Sounds awesome.
A client wishes to utilize our services. The boss would like to offer you the opportunity to assist member cast on this job. There is room yet in the ring if you can handle the work. The details are on the contract. I suggest you review it before you set off. Speak to Arya when you are ready. She will get you within range of the mark. And try to keep your partner safe so he may do what he is best at. Cast is not as tough as he believes, but the boss has never seen another lockpick as talented. A client wishes to utilize our service.
Need a trim?
What do you need?
Talk to you.
Hello, rookie. Found a few markers, did you? Apparently the boss sees something in you, but we won't know for sure till you're on the wrong side of a lance. I'm cast, and there's not a lock in this world that I can't open. All you have to do is make sure I live long enough to open them. Arya will get us to the job, and I'll show you the ropes. Don't get tangled in them, because it ain't my job to cut you free.
Wish I knew what I could actually give them.
Hello.
Earn of 10, 14. No fees there. The ring's cut.
Yeah. Alright.
Oh, okay. There we go. Travel fee of 2, hiring fee of 1, 7. So I get 7. Taking Anne with me. Ooh, this is nice.
Things start going south in there. Don't expect me to save you.
Likewise. Well, here we go.
Hear that? We ain't alone. Place is crawling with guards. You're here to make sure they don't kill us both.
Who goes there?
Don't make too much noise. I've got the best of you.
Ooh. This is being nice on the work levels. Not worth it.
I'll pick any locks that get in our way.
Surrender
You keep me alive. Yeah?
I need more mana.
I think I thought killing guards was meant to raise your alert level.
Where that came from, I reckon. That's what I'm here for.
Hold the line!
Consider your actions, yeah? We don't want too much attention. Yeah, go on. You got him.
Stand there. Yeah, please don't. Oh, that one. Okay, this isn't the one we're meant to be after.
Can't work while I'm getting hit.
much clatter.
Okay, I got what I can. Let's just keep going. We'll ignore the rest.
Should have stayed out of it.
Stop!
Wasn't worth it, was it?
Yeah, I told you killing guards was meant to increase the alert level. Maybe that's a decision they decided against. It's the issue of reading things early.
Who goes there?
Hands on the other side of this door. Grab it so we can get out of here. Almost there. Don't screw it up. Wasn't worth it, was it? Not quick, but not hard.
Too much clatter.
This, it's gonna do, you know, trigger the alarm.
Too much clatter.
Weapon made. Grab what you can and head out.
Yeah.
The way we came, rookie.
How can I help?
Keep it simple, yeah? You're pretty quiet, eh, Exile? Yeah, you're pretty quiet.
Okay, let's try this again.
Hear that? We ain't alone. Place is crawling with guards. You're here to make sure they don't kill us both. Wasn't worth it, was it? Nah, go on. You got him.
No further!
I need more mana.
Should have bought more potion before I set out. I was thinking that earlier, and then I, yeah, forgot. But how the hell are we meant to get through that wall of guards? seems like a little much.
Maintain formation.
Once you get to the main relic, the alarm triggers.
Too easy. That's what I'm. I'll pick any locks that get in our way. You keep me alive. Yeah? You get this way, yeah?
Too much clatter.
Stop there!
That's what I'm here for.
Surrender or die with your lives!
Consider your actions, yeah? We don't want too much attention.
Remember your dreams!
It was a lot further than a lot.
You get this one, yeah? Yeah. Shouldn't be a problem.
Some level I feel maybe I should have played a melee. Okay, I know that one.
Too much clatter.
It's a ring I often get early on. But, probably feels maybe I should have played a melee class.
Incoming.
Let me guess. The
Other side of this door. Grab it so we can get out of here.
The master guards thing, it was like an inherent failure point, and I failed right before it or something. Wait for it.
Almost there. Don't screw it up. You've got company. Not quick, but not hard.
Not sure why they have random shit in here, like driftwood club, but sure.
Grab what you can and head out. The way we came, rookie.
Okay, yeah. No way to do that early. It's... The initial ones of, like, the rest of the leagues are very... cooperative to now, or low level players. That, not so much.
I think this ray class will serve.
Huh. That's a rejig I'm not used to. Alright. Normally it's angled differently. Ugh, creepy.
I need more mana.
I missed out on that unique. Oh well, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm pretty burnt out on this game. No real drive to replay it.
Has removed
I just wanted to see what this league was like.
The Empire's citizens decorate our
and if it's going to be a little bit more fiddly than the others, that's not quite
our
encouraging.
families till the earth, fish the waters, fill the air with song. The card we wave is yet a seedling, and it grows, gains in pride and power every day. Khan has kept his promise. The time of the Kadri has come.
I'd almost stopped believing in miracles. While we...
So, you managed to salvage Tarkly rescue.
For say what you might have had, command power beyond your potential. Notable passive skills in Radius are transformed to instead grant minions take 20% increased damage. Ugh.
Got a job for you, if you will. Though they might look like you or I, behind those eyes, That medicine chest.
I need more mana.
You know what? I think I might actually restart this thing and choose a melee instead. I'm far too used to melees. Great. Heist. You know what? I think I might just take a break for now and come back to it tomorrow and record a bit more. I'm a little... I don't know. I'm a little iffy on the whole thing. Till then.